How am I supposed to film if you're sitting in my seat? Get out my seat. I didn't clear it so you could sit there. Hello, internet. And this is Egg right here. He's probably going to run around and make a lot of noise because that's just kind of what he does. I love him dearly, but he's sincerely annoying. So today's video is going to be a book opinion. And today's book is going to be a middle grade book, middle grade contemporary. And that book is going to be All Rise for the Honorable Perry T. Cook by Leslie Connor. This is a book about a young boy, Perry T. Cook, and his mother, who is in prison, like a detention center. It's a rehabilitation prison. And Perry has grown up in this center with her, and now they're at a sort of standstill point because the mother is trying to get parole so that her and Perry can be together on the outside world, starting a new life together. And some bad things happen, like the parole gets reheld, someone finds out about Perry's situation and how he's been growing up in the jail system as well, and everything seems to be coming to a halt. So we're learning the story about Perry and him trying to deal with this situation and how to prove that his mother should be let out on parole and that he should still be able to be with his mother at the end of the day. So this is told in 2 points of views, one being Perry and one being his mother, talking about their relationship as mother and son, and also how the mother deals with the fact that she is in prison for a crime and how she wants the best for her son, also dealing with the system not wanting to let her go or release her for parole, and Perry comprehending both that his mother did a bad thing but his mother isn't a bad person, and that she has fulfilled the cost of the crime that she committed. Like, she's completed all her time, she's fulfilled the consequences. So it's a really heartwarming book, and emotional, seeing this parent and child relationship, also seeing how this child is dealing with this sort of thing happening to his mom, and also this sort of character he is, given that he grew up in a prison system, and the way he approaches it, the way that he approaches the people who are in it, how he understands things, and you can really see his morals and how, like, I guess, how very strong his morals are, and also his ability to forgive and to understand about people. Now, this might not be a common everyday story, but it is definitely a reminder that people who commit crimes are still people. In this case, the detention center, the prison center that they are in, has more to do with low-level crimes and for rehabilitation purposes, but it really does give you a different view. And Egg, will you stop? I didn't open the window so that you could mess with the blind thingy. This is just going to be a reoccurring thing in all of my videos. You're just going to hear me yell at this dumb cat for being stupid. Stop. Like, you were laying down earlier. Why are you doing this now? Anyway, this was a very emotional book. I want to say, like, this book is a type of book that doesn't have any bad guys. You want to blame the guy that separates Perry from his mother, but at the same time, while he is a bad guy for Perry's story, he's only trying to do what he thinks is best. And I guess that comes in with another lesson, that you can't do what you think is best for everyone else. You have to figure out what they want to be done and what they actually need, not just what you think, what you believe. You're gonna have to listen to other people and what they require from the situation. So at the end of the day, I think this is an important book because it shows how you need to be open to other people and how you need to listen to other people's needs and not just place your own on them, but also how you need to learn to forgive and be empathetic and understand other people's situations, and be able to understand that people can do bad things for various different reasons. That doesn't make it okay. Can you stop? That doesn't make those actions okay, but we need to understand that sometimes it's not okay for us to continually punish someone when they have in fact paid for the crimes they've committed. And I think that's a very important lesson for us to all remember, especially when it comes to the criminal justice system. I am biased as hell, and I'm not going to say, oh yeah, we just need to be nice to everyone, because there's certainly some crimes that I am never going to forgive, no matter how much you suffer. Like, I'm sorry, you just should die and rot in a hole. But I think it is important for us to remember that simply because people do bad things doesn't mean that they can't be redeemed, or doesn't mean that they don't pay for their crimes, and once they have paid for the crimes they committed, they shouldn't be allowed to make a new life or become a better person. Because at the end of the day, if we continually punish a person for the mistakes they have made in the past, no matter how horrible, we are only propagating them to be more awful. Like, we're making the person still be an awful person instead of trying to push them towards being a better person at the end of the day. And if you're just going to keep the same bad person and you're not going to let them grow and become a better person, then what's the point of just having bad people in the world? Like, that's I don't know like how else to say it. Basically, I think that the program listed in here, that we should give a chance for rehabilitation and understand that people can change and become better people and understand and improve upon themselves, and that if we withhold that chance from people, then we're just creating more bad and evil in the world instead of trying to switch that and turn it into a good at the end of the day. So I think that was rambly. I wasn't really clear, but that was my whole point. I do think it is a serious topic for a middle grade book, but I think it is a great topic as well, because I think this is one of the books that just really teaches you empathy and to understand things from a different point of view, and just, you know, care about other people and be more empathic. And I think that's something that everybody needs, but I definitely think it's something that is very important to a growing kid and a developing kid, to really help them process and think more, because you always want people to think more about situations and to think more broadly about situations. So I think this is definitely a good book for that. I read it on audio. The audiobook was really good. So there was that. So I highly suggest this book. I think it was a good book. It was a touching book. It wasn't like super sad, but it did have some like really sad points where you really worried about Perry and his mother and what was going to happen. Also learning about like the backstories of how several of the characters got to where they were at that point in time was just like, oh, my heart. So I did like this book. I do think it handled the subject matter perfectly, and I do think it had that perfect way of being a middle grade book that talked about a serious topic, and also showing how empathic you have to be towards other people, even if they're people you don't agree with their actions with, just to be empathetic to them is probably what I should have been saying all along. But I'm not going to refilm this, so I was saying the wrong word the whole time, but you kind of probably got what I meant. So I highly suggest this book. I thought it was a good book. Yeah, that's it. That's all I have to say. It was a pretty decent book. There was nothing like bad or good, or like, it was a good book. It was a solid book, and that's what I liked about it. So if you like what you're seeing here and you want to continue seeing more, click all those bunnies down below, and goodbye, internet.